Welcome back, fam. This is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. I hope you've been having a great day so far and taking some time to invest in yourself, learn more about your purpose, your mission, your life path. Like, who are you and why are you here on the planet at this time? And what can you do to get more balance in your life so you can get better results, so you can help yourself first, right? And then that way you can spill all that knowledge and wisdom that you've been gaining, right, onto others, right? Because sharing is caring. So we are back containing these universal spiritual laws and with the laws of higher awareness. And today, guys, is all about the spiritual law of responsibility. Okay, so you guys are, you on your spiritual path, or you on your life path, whatever you want to call it, your destiny. I'm here to remind you of your greatness, to give you your keys, to your own universe, so you can really take charge of your own life. And that's why this presentation, today is all about responsibility. Okay. So everything we grow through in life is all a test. Like I told you before, it's up to you, to pass the test or not. But I'm here, to, share some tools, some cheat codes, right? And, or kind of like a test, or you call it like a test prep guide, a study guide, right? So I'm giving you the study guide to your own test, but you still have to grow through your own personal transformation process. I hope that makes sense. But be sure to click that like and subscribe button down below. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, our purpose and mission require learn a whole bunch of life lessons, because it's a test, right? And to gain the experience and knowledge for our soul growth. So if you've been feeling stuck, and things haven't really been working out for your for the greater good for you, this presentation is for you. Okay, so it's all about change. Growth requires change. Everything has to grow, man. Okay, so it's never too late to rewrite your story. That version of you that you were yesterday, you can thank that individual for everything and all that situation, the experience that you encountered. However, that's not the end of your story. So you can rewrite your story today. All right. You need, a good mentor, at least somebody gonna help guide you in the right direction. Right. But at the same time frame, you still got to put in that work. Nothing is free in this universe. It's a, ecosystem, not an ego system. So it's all about cause and effect. Okay. So as you grow through this process, share your knowledge and wisdom with people. Trust your own intuition. It's not about believing anymore. It's about knowing. It's all about research. Okay. So now, always you gotta fact check people. Okay, even me, go behind these presentations, start researching. Okay, but me knowing the universal laws and principles, I wouldn't waste my time presenting this information to you. Okay, so with that being said, but trust your own intuition, your own inner voice, your own energy is very important at this time. Okay, so part of my purpose is to give you a quick tune up, so you can tune into yourself, so you can really listen and hear that voice, so you can navigate through your own personal reality. Okay, but right about now, as many of you guys are transitioning from your jobs, you know that your thoughts, beliefs, words, emotions, and actions always equal your reality and your results. And like, man, my job's been getting over on me, for 8, 10, 12, 16 hours a day, and they only give me, all the employees, they share 20% of the revenue, while the people that run the business, they stack up 80% every month. I just letting you know. Okay, so now better, you're gonna do better. So now it's time to take all those skills and experiences and transition those things into your own business model, because your life is your business, right? So now it's time to take your life into your own hand. That's why it's all about responsibility today. But keep your money in check. Learn about money. Rich dad, poor dad, the richest man in Babylon. Okay, learn about dividend stock, dollar cost averaging. It's going to take you far, I promise you. So today, guys, it's all about, before we lead in, I'm gonna start with a few talking points, and then we're gonna, I'm gonna share, my take on responsibilities and get you guys out of here. Okay, but each and every day, you gotta be the cause in your life instead of waiting for the effect to happen. You don't believe in luck. You create your own luck with a plan, with proper intention. Most importantly, you're gonna take action. You're gonna make some mistakes, all right, but you're gonna gain a lot of experience that's gonna make you wise. And you also know, using the Pareto rule, the 80-20 rule, right? At least 20% of the seeds that you plant daily with proper intent, right, and coming from that heart chakra is gonna give you some results. And you know that 80% is still gonna give you a little testing, testing figures with some stats, right? But that 20%, that's all that matters, and you can use that as a gauge to refine and repeat, figure out what works and what doesn't work, and over time, as you compound each and every day, you're gonna find a sweet spot, okay? And then you're gonna really get things going, okay? I'm walking you through a mundane version of the process here, okay? But as you grow, all jokes aside, learn these 7 hermetic principles daily. I promise you they're going to take you far. These are the foundations to maneuver in this universe. The universe has laws and principles that we have to abide by to really, have our manifestations and everything line up so we can really work on ourselves, our level of consciousness, going from the root to the crown chakra, right? And also learning these life lessons that we're here to learn, okay? But as you grow through this process, learn more about your name. Your name is your nature. Learn more about your life path number. If you don't know how to calculate that stuff, the life path number, go back to some of my previous presentations. I'll walk you all the way through that, how to calculate it, and and then give you some spiritual takeaways on your individual personal life path number, and why certain things happen to you, and some things you can do to balance off the polarity, okay? But also learn more about your natal chart. AstroSeek.com, they'll hook you up. All of these are tools, and with AstroSeek.com, they're gonna give you a lot of the the pretty much the guides that you need to let you know which direction you should go on. But remember, you control your own destiny, okay? But leading on in, when it comes to the law of responsibility, it's all about self-mastery. Starts with awareness and responsibility, so that now that you know that everything matters in your life, and you are consciously aware that everything that you see is a part of you. So now you have a greater responsibility when you react to things. I hope that makes sense. So much in life is simply just a matter of perspective. It's not inherently good or bad, right? And success or failure, right? But it actually how we choose to look at things that really makes the difference in life, okay? So what does that mean? Just focus on your lane, okay? Because one person's success may not be that successful to you, okay? But when you focus on yourself, that's all you need to worry about, okay? It's okay to gauge, other people's progress, okay? And use them as a measuring stick, but don't get sucked into the competition or the comparison trap, okay? So with responsibility, you got to stop pointing the finger, okay? His fault, her fault, their fault, not me. But when you look at the root cause, the source of everything, it all points back to you, okay? So at the end of the day, what is this saying? We can always do something better. We can always, respond to a situation better. We can always do something better than we did, okay? There's no true perfection per se, okay? We can always do things a little bit better when we respond to certain situations. That's all I'm saying. So when it comes to the law of responsibility, whenever there's something wrong, in me. We mirror what surrounds us, and what surrounds us mirrors us. We must take responsibility for what's in our lives, all right? So ways to take responsibility for our lives. Number one, we got to take responsibility for our thoughts, feelings, words, action. Got to stop blaming people, okay? Like I say, we can always, the first step of responsibility is like, man, did I do, could I have done something better to prevent that situation from happening? And 9 times out of, let me say 80% of the time, you can say yes. All right. But there may be a lot of times where you be like, nah, I thought things through before I reacted. Okay. So think about things before you react, if that makes sense. So stop blaming, stop complaining, refuse to take anything personal. Okay. Other people opinions of you has nothing to do with you. It's their opinion, not yours, right? So keep it moving. So make yourself happy. Stop, letting things outside of you or relying on things externally to define your happiness. All right, happiness is an inside job, because when you know who you are and who you are a part of the universe expressing itself as you in a different time and space, just having this experience. So now that you know what you here to do great things. So it's time to work on your own internal happiness. So live in the present moment. And what does that mean? The universe loves speaking through people. you know, each and every moment is a learning situation. So if you can approach life, from that point of view, you'll see how the universe line up the right people, place, and event just to support your intent. All right, live in that present moment. Use the power of intention. I just said that, right? So be intentional with everything you do, because everything matters. Feel calm and confident about life because you know who you are, because I am that I am, right? And always look for the, no matter, remember, race is illusion. Is an illusion, right? So, when you live in the present moment, always look for the good in people in that present moment. Okay, because the universe loves speaking through people that don't look like you, just to deliver a message. I hope that makes sense. Pay attention. And as we move on down, I'm giving you the keys back to you, right? All right, and it's your responsibility. So to whom much is given, much is required. So this is pretty much like a couple day talking point, just this one slide right here, right? But all I want to say is, by me, reminding you of your greatness and letting you know you here to do great things, so if I put it in the layman's terms, so if you used to just having, $30,000 every year, and you know that the universe is gonna line up the right things, the people, place, an event for you, and the universe gonna test you, and you get like $3 million. What's your plan? So that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, I do have a purpose and a mission. I need to write, these ideas down, research and investigate. And I know the universe is gonna, start sending, things to mirror my intent. So when you know better, you're gonna do better. So if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail, in other words. So when it comes to life responsibility, I have this responsibility wheel. At the middle of this universe here, this is you. So it's all about, just to sum things up, you gotta balance everything out, all your polarities, okay? Home and family, mental, emotionally, spiritual, your financial over here, okay? Same thing. So all I'm saying, work your way around the wheel in your life, balance out all these different houses. There are different aspects of you, and many people are, reside in just like maybe two to three of the quadrants, and the others are empty. Okay, so as we get ready to lead into this presentation, all right, when it comes to responsibility, because this is a big time topic here, and I really want to make sure I deliver the message. So the law of responsibility, our lives are our own doing, nothing else. So if we are, if we were to change our life, we must change our frame of mind first and the surroundings. Okay, so what does that mean? We have to let go of these, outdated belief system that no longer serve us. We have to get around, really get away from people, places, that has a real low vibration. It's not really helping us in any way. It's not really making us happy. Other than a paycheck, do we really enjoy what we do each and every day? All right. So now it's time to really, self-reflect and think about these things. Okay. That's part of responsibility. And I promise you, your spirit gonna really, show all these different things that you really need to let go in your life. And remember, the things that you let go, right? The universe got to send something equal or greater value back to you. So never be afraid to let go. But as we lead in, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. And we all have the truth still with us, right? But it's not found in books to any given extent. It has been passed along from lips to ear. When it was written down at all, its meaning was veiled in terms of alchemy and astrology. So only those possessing the keys could read it, all right? And this is from the 3 initiates of Kabbalah. And I'm reminding you, I'm here to let you know, don't be afraid to unlock the universe within you, because you are your own universe. And with anything we discuss, guys, remember, we take that one principle here, the principle of polarity. That's a good side, not so good side, so to speak. Some things we can work on, some things we're doing great at, but we can always continue to work on ourselves, right? It's all about elevation. So when it comes to responsibility is the ability to respond appropriately to a person or a situation. So challenges are sent by the universe to gauge or check how you respond to each situation. And that's why I tell you, every situation, every experience that you have in your life is a test. from the universe. So number one, success tests prepare you for spiritual promotion. So it is up to you to prove that you can really handle responsibility. So before any kind of promotion that you have in your life, right, you must pass the test, right? So if you rise to all the challenges with integrity, your spiritual progress will be enhanced. So especially when you're coming from your heart chakra, all right? So even, you may not be the best speaker. I stumble on my words, quite often, right? Especially when I get excited, right? We all do that, right? But when you coming from your heart chakra, it's all about the energy that you sharing with people. So number two, everything and everyone you are given to look after is a responsibility. So if you don't respond to the challenge, then it will be taken away from you. And we all been there, if you, invest in a vehicle, and and you wasn't responsible with your money, and people go through repossessions, that's a clear example right there. All right, and it may be represented at another time. All right, but you have a responsibility for everything in your life, not nobody else. All right, you have a responsibility for everything in your life. All right, and one takeaway, the reason I highlighted this, because losing for me, take me for example, when you lose a parent, my mom, she passed away at an early age, and and that was my lifeline. Many of you guys heard this story before, and one of the biggest takeaways when I really meditated, and thought to myself, like, man, even though it hurt, not having her around to experience, my ups, some of my downs, my children and things like that, right? But one of my biggest takeaways was that it taught me, about responsibility at an early age, because I had nobody, I couldn't point the finger at nobody else but myself. All my older siblings, they were all, grown, had their own families, doing their own things. So I'm the baby, right? So I had nobody to point the finger to but myself. So, this hero's journey, really hits home for me, because it felt like it's always been me, which it is, and it's always been you too. But I'm just reminding you, you have a responsibility for everything in your life. That's my biggest takeaway. So take note of how you look after yourself, your children, your home, the garden, your pets, your possessions. All right, you have a responsibility to take, to really take care of them. And you cannot take on great responsibility in your life, if you do not take care of your own needs. I repeat, you cannot take on great responsibility in your life if you do not take care of your own needs first. So your emotions and spiritual needs need to be looked after, okay? So you must look after, and nurture your physical body. And most people, don't really take care of their kingdom. So take care of your emotional state. Your body is your temple to connect with the source within, all right? And that's why, intermittent fasting, not starving yourself. My definition of intermittent fasting is, taken from Dr. Sebi, so to speak, and many other Dr. Africa, right, where you basically, you give your stomach, you give your body at least 16 hours consistent, right, to basically process everything and recuperate from everything that you put in it. So I know 16 hours may seem like a long time, but, if you use those 16 hours around the time that you go to bed, right? So like 4 hours before, and then if you sleep 8 hours, right, you add that 8, right? So that's what, 12, right? And then you add another 4, as soon as you wake up, right? So that's 16, and that's too easy. So if you can at least give your body at least 16 hours to recuperate after you can put all that stuff in there, right? Don't let your body become a grave. Don't let your stomach become a grave, okay? I hope that makes sense. So your body is more, your whole body is more intelligent than you think. It can regenerate itself, but you got to stop putting all that junk in there, okay? But really look after your inner kingdom so you can really connect with that source within. That inner voice will get stronger and stronger, okay? Number 4, every single individual is responsible for their own feelings and their own destiny, and you do not have the right to carry someone else's burden for them, as this would really prevent their own personal growth, okay? So when we take responsibility for someone else's decisions, we do not serve their highest growth or good, okay? So your responsibility is to really help them by empowering and strengthening them, right? And encouraging them to take on their own responsibility. Number 5, now when we speak honestly about our feelings, we take responsibility for ourselves. And doing so, we release, the other person as well as ourselves, okay? That's why, like, I don't mind, just being 100 with you guys, keeping it real, right? And just sharing, like, my ups and downs with people, because, like, just, letting people know, like, hey, I'm not perfect. I have perfect imperfections too. I still have to, go through this, my own personal life path and hero's journey, and I have ups and downs that I need to perfect, right? Or these lessons I need to grow through, right? So what am I saying? Never be afraid, just to express your honest, true feelings with people. And people will, there are people that will love to be in your shoes and vice versa. So as you share, your inner feelings with people, only when it's welcome, okay? You'll be amazed how the universe will reward you in the long term. So as we close, guys, when we really have a better understanding and understand of the spiritual law of responsibility, we know we can no longer blame anybody else, right? Or project our feelings onto others. So true responsibility is the ability to respond to the needs of all around you, the flowers, the trees, the animals, the humans, no matter who they are, right? And the needs of the planet, because the planet needs you right now. Okay, that's why things are changing right now. The Kundalini energy is rising. Everybody are asking questions. Everybody's looking at the sky. They see the sun, how the sun is moving different, right? All the activity in the sky, right? Hint, hint. But at the end of the day, we see that everything is connected. There's no separation, in other words. As we get out of here, and an evolved being responds graciously to every living creature in the universe. So it isn't what happens to us that counts, it's how we react to it that matters, okay? So guys, this has been my takeaway on the spiritual law of responsibility. So at the end of the day, guys, self-mastery starts with awareness and responsibility. To whom much is given, much is required. So what are you going to do with your increase? What are you going to do, with all this responsibility that that, hey, people are, really need you. You're not here to save the planet. You're here to, work on yourself. As you work on your inner kingdom, people are going to see your outer kingdom. Okay, so as we get out of here, be sure to click that like, subscribe button down below. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Our purpose and mission require to learn a whole bunch of life lessons to gain that experience and knowledge for our self growth. So if you've been doing the same thing over and over again and things haven't been changed, it's never too late to rewrite your story. You need a routine. You need a new schedule. You need new information that's going to help you level up, okay? But as you grow through your own personal transformation and atonement process, share your knowledge and wisdom with people. Cause and effect, right? Trust your own intuition, your own inner voice, your own energy, and that your thoughts, belief, words, emotion, and action always going to equal your reality and your results and not your job. Keep your money in check at this time. We will be back with our next presentation with the law of discrimination. But this is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. Take care of yourself. I love you guys. Stay grateful and focused, fam. Peace.